Hello friends, this is Dr. Vijay Kumar. I am welcoming you all in my lecture on the topic normal distribution. Friends, as in this series of theoretical distribution video, in the first video I told that out of three distributions, binomial distribution, Poisson distribution and normal distribution, the normal distribution is the most important, and it's also a lengthy topic. So I will discuss normal distribution in two videos. This is the first video, part 1. In the second video I will discuss some more elaboration about normal distribution. In this video I will discuss mainly the introductory part of normal distribution. So friend, as you know, my every lecture is available in both English and Hindi language version. So please go to my channel or description of any video for getting proper link in Hindi or English language version. So friends, up to this video I discussed binomial distribution, Poisson distributions from theoretical distribution. In this video I will discuss normal distribution part 1, mainly related to introduction of normal distribution. The theoretical distribution we discussed in the previous lectures are where binomial and Poisson description, and these distributions were describing the distributions of discrete variables. So both binomial and Poisson distributions related to discrete variables. In this lecture I will discuss the probability distribution of continuous variation. So this is a bit different thing. Here we will discuss distribution of continuous variable. The mathematical model of continuous variable is given by the normal distribution, and in quantitative traits, in my video related to quantitative traits, I discussed about what is continuous variable and what is discrete variable. So you can see that video for more explanation. These are the scientists. These are three scientists, De Moivre, Gauss and Laplace, described the normal distribution independently. The distribution is also called as error law, normal law, Gaussian law and Laplacian law. Now I will discuss some properties related to normal curve, normal distribution. The first and the most important characteristic of a normal curve is the typical normal curve is unimodal. Unimodal means there is one peak in the curve, perfectly bell-shaped symmetrical curve. In this slide there is one diagram for normal distribution. So here you can see one peak for the curve, and the curve is perfectly bell shaped and it's also symmetrical. There is two half, one half is on the right side and second half on the left side. So this is very symmetrical curve. The tails of curve are asymptotic, and asymptotic means the tails get closer and closer to the x-axis, but they never touch it. So in this diagram you can see the tails going closer to the x-axis, but they never touch the x-axis. The third property is mean, median and mode for the distribution coincide under normal distribution. The next property is The total area under the normal curve is equal to the total probability, that is 1. And the third property is very important property, mean, median and mode coincide in the case of normal distribution. We generally ask question from this point. Mean, median and mode are same in the case of perfectly normal distribution. The fifth property is there is a relationship between the frequency and the area occupied in the curve. If frequency is large, then in that case more area will be covered by that type of observations. So if there is a relationship between frequency and area occupied, as frequency for an observation will increase, in that case area covered by that observations will also be increased. The next property is rare values appear on both tail of the curve. So generally rare value present on the tail of the curve, either it may be on the right side or it may be on the left side, but they will be on the tail. The rare value will be on the tail, and the common value will appear in the mid of the curve. Now the seventh property is like this. The normal distribution is completely determined by the two population parameters. These two population parameter for normal distribution is very important. First is mean, represented by mu, and the second is standard deviation denoted by sigma. These two population parameter, mean and standard deviation, is very important for defining normal distribution. Dividing the normal curve into a standard deviation is the entire area of the curve can be included within plus minus 3 standard deviation to either side of the mu. So most of the value, maximum value will be covered in the curve up to plus minus 3.5 standard deviation on the either side of the mu. The next property is the relationship between standard deviation and the area of the curve is that one standard deviation from mean includes about 68% of the observations. That is mu plus minus one standard deviation equal to 68% of the observations. And you can see on this slide, you can see on the diagram, plus minus one standard deviation covers around 68% of the observation. Middle 68% of the observations is represented as mu plus minus one standard deviation. Similarly, 2 standard deviation from mu includes about 95% of the population. Mu plus minus 2 standard deviation equal to 95%. Similarly, 3 standard deviation from the mu on either side includes 99.7% of the population. That is mu plus minus 3 standard deviation equal to 99.7% of the observations. And this concept is very important. Several times, various years, generally questions are asked from this slide. This is very important concept. and every year there maybe there could be one or two questions from this concept. The next property is the values are clustered at a midpoint near the mean value of the observations and thinning out symmetrically toward both extremes. So this I already discussed. The observations which is common, generally found near the mean, and rare observations generally found on the two tail or two extremes of the curve. Now the next property is the standard deviation sigma has a specific role to determine the shape of the curve. The larger value of standard deviation make curve lower at the mean. The curve is more spread, which indicates the population is more variable. Now this was about the property of the curve, the normal curve. Now I will discuss reason to use normal distribution. Why we are using normal distribution? The first reason is the distribution of most of the continuous variables are normal. This is very important. The distribution of most of continuous variables are normal. Therefore, the normal distribution has been extensively and accurately used as a means to analyze the data. And the second reason for using normal distribution is that when the measurements are not distributed normally, it then requires the transformation of measurements to another scale to induce the normality. So for generally for doing several statistical analysis, we need the values, the observation in normal distribution. So if the distribution is not normal, so in that case we generally use a concept which is known as transformation of data or transformation of measurements for making the values normally, so that we can apply certain statistical analysis. So for doing transformation of data, we just need to see whether the distribution is normally distributed or not, whether the observations are under normal distribution or not. If the distribution is not found normal, then we may apply transformation of the measurements. So these are few reasons for using normal distribution. So friends, this is all for today's lecture. Thanks for watching my video. Again, I will request you all, please make comment in the comment section if you want any new topic, any certain specific topic. In that case also you can make a comment. I will make a video for you as per your interest. And if you have any suggestion, any correction, do comment me. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you very much.